Hi, welcome to DIY Donna. I'm Donna, of course. Today we got three Dollar Tree using Dollar Tree items, making home decor. You guys, summer is still here. It is not cold. So I have only done a couple projects for Christmas in July. I'm done. We're gonna just continue on with our summer decor and our home decor until the holiday season gets here, because I think we're moving way too fast, and time goes way too fast for us to make it faster. So um, the first thing we are going to do is, this is my glue brush. No. But we're going to paint these white. These came from the Dollar Tree. They are over in the Crafter Square. These ones are pretty scraped up and everything. But anyhow, I'm going to use the tissue paper that Laura has sent me. Laura over at LCR and more. I want to use this. I love the colors in it, and I think it would be really pretty in my front room if I could get Maya to open my paint up for me. Now, all three projects today is going to be Mod Podging. You guys, I'm learning as I'm going about this Mod Podge. Now, so far, I do not like the heating method because I don't know, I think I might be doing something wrong. But we're not going to do that today. And we're not going to see the bottom of it, and neither is anybody else. So I'm not going to remove the sticker right now. I'm not too concerned about that. But I am using Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White, and I'm just going to put one coat on both faces, and then we're going to let it dry, which it will not take long to dry today. It's not hot and muggy out, but it is a cool summer day, so plus it don't take this much whatever this is made of long to dry. And as you can see, it takes the paint really nice. Alright, so let me put one coat on this. This is all we're going to need to do, and then after they dry we will go to the next step. Okay, so they're almost dry. I just had to do some touch up. They don't have to be perfect just because we are Mod Podging it, but you wanted something, because this is tissue paper, so you want it to be white so your image can pop. So now while we're waiting on that to dry, we're going to go ahead and get our tissue paper ready. Now, I think I could use one sheet for both bases. I mean, that's what we're going to aim for. But if not, I have another piece. But if I don't need it, then I can put this up for another project. So I do want it to go the top to bottom. And this is how I do my measuring. So we're going to overlap it a little bit on the inside. So this is about the length right here, I would say. So switch it out there. And we're not going to cut it this way, long ways. We're going to do it, or yeah. No, it would be width-wise. We're going to do it Okay, so see, we gotta check our sides as well. And I don't think one sheet may not do it for both. Alright, so while I'm figuring this out, you get your paper ready of the kind, the color or the design that you choose. And I'm going to go ahead and do my cut. But I don't want it to, I literally want it, you're not going to be able to make it go around perfectly because of, but we will figure this out together. Okay, so we'll be back on when we get this figured out. Okay, so the only way to do this is basically just dive on in. So I'm going to put some Mod Podge on my brush, which I did. And you guys, I'm going to be honest, it don't look like it's going on, but obviously it is. So I'm going to just go down the straight line and get my brush over there. And then I'm just going to lay my tissue paper right and gently pat it. I didn't bring my sponge. And I do apologize. I don't know who is blowing a horn like that, but it's on the next street over. Alright, so we're going to cut some of that tissue paper down. And that's what I was afraid of, right there by cutting it. Alright. Now, if you lay it down and roll it, that might be another way to get your, see if I cross it over, it's going to wrinkle it right there. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and Mod Podge this on, and right here on the top of it, so I can get it to still down inside there. Okay guys, we're going to go ahead and keep wrapping all the way around. And don't forget, you need to put Mod Podge on the rest of the neck of your piece. Look how pretty that is turning out so far. And I'm trying not to get no wrinkles, but it's really hard to not to, but maybe we could fix that another way. Okay, so I'm going to roll back over so I can finish putting my Mod Podge on, and I should have got my cup holder to hold this. Okay guys, we're going to wrap it and then we'll be right back on to do the next step. Okay you guys, you know how I've always said we are a learning channel. Okay, so learning from my mistakes, I cut my paper too soon and now I'm short of making my seam. So what I am doing is I cut a piece off the good side that we haven't been, touching. I cut a strip off of it, and now I'm just laying it down on the middle of it right there where the seam should have been, and then I'm going to finish Mod Podging the rest of my base, and that way we could go ahead and seam it up, basically. Now, I have wrinkles, and I do apologize for the dog barking. It's my neighbor's dog somewhere behind me. What I'm doing is pulling this tightly so I can get it down inside there. Now, what it looks like up here, I'm not too impressed with. It's wrinkled, but that's okay. So now we're going to cut it as short as we can down here at the bottom, so we could, you know, seam it up down here now. And that is taking my fan brush, and I'm just taking it and moving it downwards. There, put a little Mod Podge up underneath it. Some of it needs it, some of it don't. Okay, now we're going to put this over to the side and let it dry. Okay, that is that design. Now, this one is going to be a lot harder than that one. And I'm hoping I can use, and the way it's looking here, I can use this sheet here. So, you know, we're going to be doing the same thing. It's just this one is going to be a little bit different. It's got grooves. So what we're going to have to do is take our fingers like I'm doing here, and that way, alright, now I am going to do something a little bit brave. I'm going to go ahead and cut this extra off here, and we're going to cut it to here. Okay, and we're going to put these pieces here that we're not using to the side. Okay, so now our end that we have chopped off, using the fan brush once again, and this time I'm going to do one whole section. And make sure that you get your Mod Podge down here in these diamond shaped pieces is what I call them. And we're going to take our tissue paper and we're going to put it inside that groove. And inside our diamond grooves. Alright, see how we're doing that with our finger? We're going to do that all the way around. And we're going to move completely around from back side all the way around. Okay? So when we get to the next step, we will click back on, and please don't do what I just did with the Mod Podge. I dripped it on to the sheet of paper. Luckily, it's going right where, real close spot. Okay, so when we get to our next step, I will show you how to do that as well. Don't forget your diamonds at the bottom. Okay, so now we're here in the back where we could lay our final piece down on the side here. And yes, I just put that piece down as well because I didn't want to pull it and rip the paper. And now you can't even tell. Alright, so now we're going to take these and also Gotta be careful with our top here that we don't rip it, because this is still very wet. But as you can see, I made sure to put it in every crease of those diamond-shaped pieces as well. And it's very pretty. Okay, now we're going to do the top. Sorry for the noise. Alright, so the extra that did not fall down inside there when I put my hands in there, I'm going to go ahead and cut it all off. Take my fan brush once again, and I'm going to paint the Mod Podge on, and I'm going to go all around the rim and down inside of it so far, and that way I'm going to put a little bit of more Mod Podge on the outside of the tissue paper on the inside of the base. Now we just got to move these to the side. Look how beautiful them turned out. Final review. Okay, project 2. You're going to need, this is a very old stencil. I bought this, we had our channel I guess 3 years now is what Maya's saying. So I have not seen that since we bought it last. So I do have one of those, but you could make one out of your Cricut, stickers, anything. And one of these, I call them a barn shape, but this came out on Valentine's, and it's a tabletop sign. We are going to paint it red, let it dry, make it look like a barn, which I cannot find my store sticks, the little ones, because I was going to make a barn door. But it's okay. I'm going to put some of this stencil, Farm Fresh, onto this barn sign. Now the first thing we're wanting to do is remove this little piece here around the roof part, and I'm using the spatula from the Dollar Tree to try to loosen it up. Now I may have to get my heat gun out to loosen up some of this glue. I'm hoping not. We'll see. So far, it's coming. As you can see, I'm going all the way around. I'm just trying not to break it. I don't really like doing these. Don't want to break it. Because the first one I did break. And that was on a video when I first started my channel. Okay, we got it off. Thank goodness. But look at that glue. A lot of wood glue. Okay, so I got it off. Now what we're going to do is paint the barn. We're also going to maybe paint this a little bit darker. I don't know yet. But we're going to use the Waverly chalk paint. And this is very thick. It looks like clay. So I'm going to squirt a little bit of water in it and stir it up a little bit to try to thin it out some, because chalk paint, for one, is very thick. I also have to get some more red. And I love that squirt bottle. That's from the Dollar Tree in the Valentine's section this past year. Alright, so now I'm going to start painting as soon as I get my... We're going to go ahead and use this brush here. And like I said, we're going to give it one coat of the red paint from the chalk paint. But y'all, my Walmart don't sell that many colors in the Waverly chalk paint, unfortunately. Not even in their little sample bottles. So I did check on Amazon and I see that they have deals going on when you get like a 4-pack or a 6-pack of the Waverly chalk paint in different colors. So I'm checking into maybe doing that. Just because when I started using the Waverly chalk paint, I fell in love with it. And I should have sanded this. I was not thinking that the woods was going to go through. So we're going to have to do a second coat, which is fine, because this is drying super duper fast today. So and those of you that are new, welcome. We are in the gazebo doing our video, so if you hear the birds and some of the traffic around our area, we live in Chillicothe, Ohio. Welcome to our channel. I hope you think about sitting around and subscribing to our channel. Be filming at the Dollar General as well. Alright, so we're going to leave that dry with the first coat. And yeah, like I said, I should have sanded this first. I don't know why I didn't. Ooh, I don't know what that was. Okay. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to let this dry. So I'm going to move it to the side and let it dry. And then we're going to pop back in and we're going to go ahead and start our third DIY. Alright, so I need you to move that. Okay, for DIY number 3, I am using the calendar from last year. I believe it was the farmhouse one. I don't know how it got ripped, but that's okay. We're going to fussy cut around the chicken anyhow. And this is from last year's fall decor. And we're going to make it look, hopefully, like a cutting board. So the first thing we're going to do is remove this middle piece, hopefully. Alright, you guys, I got to get my paint gun out. Give me 1 second and we will be back on. Okay, so we have it, and I'm going to use it to go up underneath to heat that glue back up to reactivate it, so I can pop this off. And then when I get it off, I will come back on and I will show you the next step to removing the paper off of it that I learned from Brenda over at Rustic and Lace. I will link everybody's channel down below that I have mentioned, which I'm sure you all know who they are. She removes the paper really good off of these, so I'm going to give it a try how she does it to see how well it works for me. Okay, so let me get this off and I will be back on. Okay, so we got this off, and as you can see, it has pulled some of the paper off, so that's just going to make it easier. Now, I have new jute string roll somewhere. Our cat Boo Boo keeps taking it and spreading it all through the house, and I hide it. He has got it out of my desk drawer and everything, so we have to reuse this. But we're going to go ahead and pull off the paper that it's going to allow us to pull off because of my heat gun kind of loosened that glue up for us and made it a little bit easier to come up. Okay, so when I get it all pulled off, I will come back on and we'll finish it. Okay, so what Brenda does, she takes her water, spritz it, and then she leaves it set for about 5 minutes or so, and then she comes back and scrapes it with her scraper. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to see how this project is doing. We still got a little bit of wetness, but when it dries, we will come back on. Okay, you guys, I have already started putting my second coat on, and look at that stuff flying in here on the zebras somehow. But anyway, I got my second coat on. We're going to have to do our third coat because the black is still coming through. And with one more coat, it will stop it from coming through. So we're going to let this dry once again. And I'm going to do one more coat on the sides of it, and I think the sides will be done because, you know, it don't need, there wasn't nothing there. The 2 coats is good for the sides, so they're done. And then when this dries, we will come back and do our third coat. And then we're going to go ahead and see where them are at this moment. Alright, give me a minute and we will be back on. Okay, so I have this scraper which I got to get a new one. And she takes it and just scrapes all that glue, and she says if it's still kind of hard to do, spritz it one more time and let it sit for another couple minutes, and then come back and that glue should come right off too. So we're going to do that because, as you can see, it needs it one more time of scraping. And also the wood came, not wood or not board, the paper came right off of it really easy. So I went ahead and removed it. That way we can have a clean start, like we're going to have on this piece here as well. So let me clean up the mess and do this one more time, and we will be back on. I just wanted you to see how Brenda does it, and it is really easy. Okay guys, I got all the glue that I could possibly get off, and I'm getting all the loose paper. Oh, my glue stick. Okay, did not see that. Alright, anyway, apologize for that. We're going to paint these white. I'm not going to paint this one because it don't need it. The paper, the calendar paper that we're using, it is thick enough for that, so alright, well, I'm just going to go ahead and get a clean brush. Thank you, buddies. I had to have Maya open this for me. So we're going to give it one coat of Snow White in the Waverly chalk paint. And it don't have to be a perfect coverage, because honestly we're going to distress it anyway. So I mean, it's up to you if you want some of this. I still call it wood, even though I know it's not. Crushed wood. So that's totally up to you. I'm sorry, I forgot what I was talking about. Anyhow, if you don't want to distress it, you can totally skip that as well. That's totally up to you. I'm only here to show you how I'm doing mine. You don't even have to use the same calendar page that I am. You could totally use something different. But I have cutting boards on one side of my wall. I don't cut with them. I use them for wall decor, I guess, is what you would say. So this one, I'm going to put right up there with it. I've made a couple of cutting boards for my wall. I've been wanting to do something with this one. I just did not know what. And you guys, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't know what I'm going to craft until the day we craft. The day we craft is the day we do everything. We craft in one day, we edit, and we release. Now, I have been holding my craft videos until Monday, and then we release them. But we literally don't know what we're making or anything until I start digging through my craft closet, which sometimes that could take a couple hours for us to even do that. And then we got to bring everything out to the gazebo and set everything up, except for our table and stuff now, and set everything up and then start recording. And we do it all in one day. So, I mean, like I said, I've been wanting to do something, and I just never came to me on what. Alright, now we're going to put this over to the side and let it dry, and we're going to bring our other piece towards us. Now we could do our third and final coat on this. Now if it doesn't we cover it this time, it's going to be okay, because our stencil, it should be light enough for our stencil to darken it. And this paint is still so thick. And it roughly, I got it in February, I believe, is when I picked up the red for Valentine's Day, or was it Christmas? I picked this one up. I can't remember, guys. But I do know it shouldn't have went bad, so I don't know. It'll be okay for this project anyway. And yeah, the third coat pretty much it covered it pretty much. I'm gonna hold it up for you guys to see here in a sec. Here we go. I mean, you can see where it was at an angle on the light, but you can't read it, and that's all that matters. So now we have this painted. We're going to let these dry. Now while these are drying, we could actually work on our little round piece. And I'm just going to wipe up my clean area right now. I got paint on it, so I really need to get me a mat put down on my table so it's not. See, I'm already scraping it, my paint. Alright. Cleaned our work surface area. So, like I said, this chicken picture, we're going to go ahead and cut. And cut around this rip here. And I really think Ray done this because he was playing right by the closet door when I was getting my things out to craft today. Okay, you guys, I'm going to fussy cut around this chicken, and then we will come back on so we could do our next step. Maya, click back on.
It's on. I just did.
Okay, so I had to paint the little white round as well. It'd be okay once we extrude it and everything, because the chicken itself, where I cut it out, it don't all fit on there, and plus we wanted it to pop anyway. So we are waiting on everything to dry. Now this one, I'm going to hit it with the hot gun for a second, and then we're going to go ahead and finish with this. So the first thing I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to lay that down, and the glue that it was still on is still a little sticky. We're going to get our stencil, and I'm just laying it out right now. We're going to find our... We're not going to put all these designs on here. I'm wanting all my words to fit. And then like the F, where it goes up this way, we're going to have to stop, and then I'm going to move the stencil down and put that on there. Now, if I leave it like that, but it's not... Okay, so if we leave it like this, everything fits, and like I said, we're going to have to redo some of our designs and stuff to make it fit. But hey, that's okay, right? But now what I'm doing is getting some tape, and it's masking tape. So I can lay the stencil down and tape it. I'm really, really not wanting any bleeding in this, you know. And it don't move on me. And I'm going to have to hold it down as we go as well. Alright, let me see if yes, I still have one of my stencil brushes. And we're going to get our black Waverly chalk paint. And I'm going to put a little bit in my lid. And, you know, this is also very thick, so let me put a little bit of water in it. I'm going to put a little bit more, just to thin it out a little bit, where it's not so thick. Alright, now I'm just, instead of wasting it, right, I'm just going to put it on my paintbrush. And bounce it into the paint. And then I'm going to bounce it on my napkin to get some of that off. I'm going to have to bring that slide over. I didn't realize that. Farm Fresh, and it's going to bleed underneath that H, I believe. Alright, let's go ahead and pull it up, see what damage. I gotta wash that off immediately when I go in, so it's not sticking. Alright, so now what we gotta do is we gotta do some touch up. It bled just a little bit, you guys. Now, on some of the words that didn't come out all the way, that's what I'm redoing here. After we do the touch up on the words, which I did. Now my 5 is not completely on there, but that's okay. Let me get my paint known inside my jar here. And we're going to glue that piece back on around the roof part of it. And then this project will be complete. Now, like I said, we're going to paint the chimney also, not chimney, I'm sorry, the roof. black. And that won't take, oh, I have black on my hands. So we're going to go ahead and put our roof piece back on. And actually guys, I think that glue had restuck. Here we go. So we're going to add what's going on with my glue gun. It's hot, but it's not wanting to release my glue. Alright, so I think I may need a new glue gun, guys. We're going to see. Alright, we're going to put our roof on, even it out. And because we got a little bit of the black on that wood piece, we're going to go ahead and paint that black as well. And then this project will be complete, and then you will see it in the final review. So now what we're going to do is the extra paint I have left in my lid, I'm going to dry brush this, and we're going to do it everywhere. And when you do that, now if you put too much black on it, then take your white paintbrush back over to that, and it will lighten it up for you. Okay, so that's how we're going to do that one. But then we're going to do the same thing for our round that goes in the middle, just because it will make the design pop more, I think. So I'm taking it all out of my brush, and I always start at the edges. That way, if my brush has got a little bit too dark in it, then it will go on the sides, and then I can come back in with my white. Alright, so that will work. Now, we're going to go ahead and glue this back into the middle. Using our hot glue. Hopefully my hot glue is coming out. Yeah, something's wrong with my hot glue gun. So what it is giving us, I am trying to make it work here. And the one that it melted, okay, now it came out. I'm going to flip it over, and we're going to put it right in the middle. Okay, now we're going to hold it for a minute while the glue sets up, which it is, which I will show the heat coming through it. Now, our chicken. Like I said, it all don't fit. But we're going to make it work. And what we have hanging, I think we could be okay with. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze a little bit of Mod Podge on the underneath of the chicken, and then we're just going to rub it all over the chicken. using our fan brush because that's what Brandy loves to use her own self, and she is over at the DIY Struggle. She has her own line. Please go over and check her out. Napkins, transfers. I will link her channel down below, along with Laura's. Alright, we're going to flip the chicken over. And this is a thicker paper, so you can move it around, but try to find your placement right off the bat so you're not picking up your project like I just did. Just smooth it out. Taking my finger and rubbing it. And very easy with the feet. And I am going to stick it at the bottom as well, wherever the feathers and all of that, see how it goes over to the other board, that's perfectly fine. Okay, so now I'm going to seal the whole thing by adding Mod Podge all the way around it. And you can put glue, the Mod Podge up underneath it as well. Like I just did there underneath that feather. And we're going to do the same thing to that little foot right there. And what you're doing is sewing your image to your board. I don't know, you guys. I might be giving this piece to my neighbor because she loves chickens. And I think that once again, I put too much Mod Podge. But that's okay. We're going to let it dry, and we're going to add our hanger. And I also brought a little bit of jute string out. This is all I could find. My cat Boo got into my string, and he done something with it, you guys. We cannot find it. Now this was the hanger that came with the piece. I'm just reusing it. So we're going to make a knot. Then we're going to cut off our extra pieces here. And then what our cat did not take with him, and wherever he done with it, I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue in the back there. I'm going to lay it in there. Give it a minute to set up. And then I'm going to wrap it around the handle, and then we will make a bow. So let me wrap it and we will be back on. Okay, so now we got our jute, our hanger, our chicken all in place. Now we're going to make a bow. Use it. This is from the Dollar Tree. It is the checkered black and white gingham is the word I was looking for. I'm going to use this piece to make my bow. And we don't need to make it a very big bow, and this is not wired. And the only thing I'm going to do is an awareness bow, scrunch it together. Use this piece here that we made to make the bow. A little bit of hot glue right there. A little bit more hot glue right here. And then we're going to pull it as tightly as we can. Okay, you guys, I burnt my finger, and it burnt badly because that hot glue gun is on high, and it burnt my finger, and I'm going to have a blister. Alright, there's our bow. And then we're going to decide what we're going to do. I think it's pretty that long. Oh, that burns. Turn it back down. Put it in the middle right there where we put our string. And we're going to use our hot glue to put our ribbon in place because I don't want to cut the tails. I did forget to ducktail them, but the length, I don't want to cut the length part. I like it long like that. And you might hear the chickens because one of them is over there going off now. Speaking of chickens, let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this piece here? Okay, you guys, that is it for our craft video today. And you can also trim your extra pieces there, your paper. That way it's not hanging off your edge. Here we go. Hear the chicken? Okay, anyway, thank you for watching our video. If you don't mind giving this video a thumbs up, sharing this video out. The only thing them two items do is help our channel grow. And it shows YouTube that people would like to watch our videos, and they will push it out for more people to watch. Also, you can follow us over on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We post over there as well. And if you wouldn't mind letting us know which one of these projects were your favorites for today. And you guys have a safe and wonderful week. And we will see you next weekend is the wood clap. So come and see what part 2 is. Bye for now.